I don't forget. And we're going to give about 5 minutes for other people to come in. I'm going to send a message of reminder to let people know. Yeah, we're about 382 members in our group, so I hope that we can have as many of us join as possible. So wonderful, wonderful. Give me a second. So, so for some of you who are on here today, today's call will be a little bit of a repetition because I went through this with a good chunk of you guys on the Festus team yesterday or day before yesterday. So for most of you who are on that call yesterday, what we're going to talk about today is going to be a repetition, but most of you, it will not be a repetition. And so I'm glad that I'm seeing the numbers trickle in. So we'll wait for as many people to come in. I will say, how many of you guys are excited to learn about a path moving forward that can help you build a 10K business? If you're excited, comment in the chat excited or exclamation sign. No, nobody's excited? Okay, I see some exclamation signs and excitement. Okay, great, 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 great.
We are excited, like
Wonderful, wonderful. That's it. That's it. I'm glad. I'm happy to see the number we have on. That's a very good number, a good turnout, and hopefully we can get a few more people on. And I am also excited that we are doing this because knowledge is power, and I think that the stuff that we can impart on here is going to help us. We are a very young organization, and as young as we are already making some serious waves in the company. So please, if you guys don't mind,
the wrong Zoom meeting.
no, if you guys do not mind, please mute your microphones. This Zoom meeting today is exclusively for partners. We're going to be training you guys how to make 10K a month. Uh, I'm just going to be muting a lot of you guys. I'm just going to mute. Great, great, great. Wonderful. Odette, I love the comment. We can't wait. So, I want to first of all say that many of you guys last month hit a new rank, and I want to congratulate all of you guys who hit a new rank. I do not want to mention any names right now because I'm going to forget some names, and I want to be able to recognize everybody last month who hit a new rank. So if you were able to progress in the organization last month to a new rank, I want to say congratulations. We're going to have a formal forum. It's either going to be done by me or done by Amory, where we're going to recognize everybody in the organization who hit a new rank. So first, I just want to say congratulations, and we are proud of the work that you guys did in the month of in the month of January. So it is 8:05 and we have 37 people on, and what I'll say is let's give another minute or so and see who else comes on, and then we will get right on with it. So our organization is a very young organization, and despite the fact that we're a very young organization, we are already making some very serious splashes in the ocean. We are the talk of unicity because they haven't seen what is transpiring in our organization in North America. And we're doing things uniquely in different ways, but we are making such a big splash that we are the talk of the town. And it is all of us doing it. And I want to say kudos to you, my team, for doing that, raising the flag up to draw attention to us. So, I think without further ado, we have 42 people on here. So I think it's a good number. I think those who join us a little bit late can pick up from where we're coming in. But let's get on. So the purpose why I call this meeting today is to specifically be intentional to teach us how we can build to 10K a month. You see, one of the things that what I'm going to do, let's just make sure we don't have as many interruptions. I'm just going to make it impossible for people to unmute themselves. And if somebody wants to talk, they'll have to raise their hand. So, one of the things that many of us have learned in life is that if you don't prepare, failing to prepare, causes you to fail. You could put it in another way: if you do not plan, something doesn't happen. So we may, each one of us or several of us have learned that principle in one way or the other in different stages of life, that you have to plan, or failing to prepare is preparing to fail, or you do not plan, things don't happen. And one of the things that I learned in our organization early on, before many of you guys were in this organization, was that if we were going to be intentional in in signing partners, we were going to sign partners. And when I joined this organization in 2025, in March of 2025, it was just me. And right now we have risen to 383. Okay. And one of the things that I learned in our organization early on was that it was easy for us to sign partners, but we were not growing that much because we did not have a plan for growth. We were not intentional. And when I realized that the reason we did not have a plan the reason we were not good in growing the way we have since grown, is because even though we were intentional in signing partners, we were not intentional, or we did not have a plan in place to be able to grow the partners that we signed. We did not have a plan in place to be able to duplicate. And because that plan was not in place, it was not happening. And when I realized the disconnect and we started doing that, our organization has made waves upon waves. And so when we came back from Miami, one of the things that was impressed upon me as a leader from what we had in Miami is that we need to be intentional to teach as many people in our organization to know how to earn $10,000 a month. And so that's what, in the same way that we were intentional in building a culture, we shall talk a little bit about it, a culture of helping partners grow, helping partners duplicate. We equally need to be intentional in saying, it's my goal. If I'm your upline, it's my goal to help you get to a place where you could earn 10K a month, passive income. Now, let me ask you guys this. I'm going to let people I'm going to let people unmute just so that they can say something. So what will it mean to you? And anybody can unmute. If you were able to make passive income, come rain, come sun, $10,000 enters your bank account every month. Can you tell me what that will mean to you? How your life will change? What difference it will make to you? Maybe a couple of people
Mhm.
could share what that will mean to them if you were able to
Yes, I
make.
like it. Yes,
All right,
yeah,
Vivian.
man. Yeah, it'll be okay.
I'll quit the job I'm doing right now.
Okay. Wow. That's impressive. If Vivian could make $10,000 a month on passive income coming in every month, she will quit her current job. Right. What else? Do other people have any input? If you
I
could
would
make 10K a month, what will that change? What lifestyle, what time, how will that affect your quality of life or the commitment you can give to family or what have you? I want to hear a
I
few.
would be Dr. Lida, I would be debt free. I would become financially stable to help my daughter who's in college and to live the life that we have missed out on over the years.
Wonderful,
And my student loan would be paid in full. And that's my goal.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
Sally, I see your hand up.
Yes, I will quit my job because right now I'm home from a right shoulder injury from work. I will quit my job and focus on my business that I'm working on, an invention
Wonderful,
that I'm working on. So that's my goal, not to
wonderful.
go back to that job.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Can I get a couple more people? If you were making $10,000 a month, that it came in passive income, guaranteed, what would that do for you?
Mm.
So a Zoom user says, I will retire now. So most of the answers you guys are giving are boiling down to one thing. I'm going to share my screen a little. Most of all those answers you guys are giving, we could summarize all those answers to one thing: freedom. Whether it's financial freedom that will give you, whether it's freedom of time that will give you, whether it's freedom of stress, not to be stressed about bills or this, it's freedom. And so I want you to look at this business, your unicity business, as the potential to free you of what is holding on to you now as a as a slave. We're slaves to our work or to our employer or to whatever debt we owe. And our your unicity business is a freedom fighter, or your unicity business can give you freedom for those things. And so that's why I want us to be intentional in teaching us exactly how we can do to give as many of us financial freedom as possible. You see, I have been doing this now, and my wife told me, babes, I am so glad. Some of you know that I lost my job in the hospital in June of this year, and I've been at home and working and doing this at home. And my wife told me, babe, I have been so glad that you're home all the time right now. To be home, for us to see you, we're not missing meals with you and everything. Yes, I'm busy laying down the structure, but to hear that from my wife, to appreciate the fact that I am now more present. There are things that I can do now with the family because I have that time. And it's only a little speck, a little speck. So I want to go into how we build a 10K business. And let me share my screen. And then after that, we're going to go to the, I'll share my screen before instead of sharing my screen, I think I am going to. I'm going to try to use my board in the office because I think that I could be a bit more efficient using that. And so just bear with me.
Recording in progress.
No, that's not what I want. Just trying to switch. There we go. Transfer. Why not? Okay, you guys give me a minute. Transfer. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to use this board as I feel like I'll be a bit more effective using this where we talk and you guys can see me. And yeah. So, can you guys please keep your microphones muted so that there is no interruption. I'm going to flip back shortly for you guys to see me, but let's just keep our mics muted so that there are no interruptions.
We're done for.
All right. I think I'm going to make a couple of you guys co-hosts so that you can help me in muting people who come in. And Dr. Festus, I'm going to make you a co-host. Bueller, Christine, I'm going to make you a co-host. So you guys could just help me mute people. Bueller, I'm going to make you a co-host. Benjamin, I'm going to make you a co-host. If you guys could help me just keep people muted. All right. So, how do we build a 10K business? Why is that important? So, we've spoken about financial freedom. Let me grab my phone. Now, one of the things that is very important in this business, to build a 10K business, and to be successful in this business, you need two things to build this business successfully. The first thing that you need in this business is mindset. And we'll talk about that a little bit. And the second thing you need in this business, any business that you're going to succeed at, you need mindset and you need a skill set. Now, these two things are what are going to help you build your business, take your business to the next level. Mindset, the maximum mindset that you can have is on a scale of 10. That's the max. And mindset times skill set, when you multiply that, mindset times skill set gives you output. So right here, the maximum skill set is a skill set of 10. The maximum output is an output of 100. And To build any business, especially this business, you have to have a mindset. When we talk about a mindset, we're talking about a drive. We're talking about uh, motivation. We're talking about a focus. We're talking about, a positive view of stuff that I can succeed. That's what mindset is. Is looking at the potential of this business for what it is and not being afraid and saying, wow, I can do this. You see, we can be limited by our mind or we can be propelled by our mind. The thoughts that we nurse in our minds either shape us or propel us. If I think that I'm a failure, I'm going to act like a failure. If I think that I have the potential to succeed in something, or if I think that I will succeed, I put my effort to succeed. If I think that I will lose, I am defeated. If I think that I will win, I will win. Like your mindset, the way we think is gonna shape our motivations. Oh, that thing is so hard, or that stuff is too hard. You're giving yourself that mindset. It's going to condition you to function in a way that matches that mindset. But if you have the mindset of wow, I can take this to another level, because you have that mindset that you can take it to another level, your subconscious gives you the drive to take it to another level. So mindset is very important. Skill set is also important. If let's say I have to run a business that is making bagels. My business is making bagels. I'm a baker. I have to have the skills to make bagels. If I do not have the skills to make bagels, I may have a mindset of 10, right? But if I have zero skill set, no bagels are gonna come out. Zero. So as important as mindset is, we also need to have a skill set. And the skill set in this business that we're going to need is really a skill set to duplicate and a skill set to um, uh, tell people about. Actually, not really duplicate. Let's not put duplicate here. A skill set to talk about the product and a skill set to talk about the business. Not really duplicates. Okay. Those are the skill sets you're going to need in here. How do I comfortably talk about the science, the product, related to my testimonial, people's testimonies? How do I comfortably talk about the
As
business?
you and that's about the business part of it.
How do I talk about the business and what have you?
Now, one the knowledge for the team,
Yes,
how it
yes,
work
yes.
and things like that.
Yeah, no, do one like for partner, then we will run the attend meeting, you know how it work.
Mm.
That one
Can we mute the person who is talking, please? Please, moderators, help me. Thank you. Now, so that's mindset, that's skill set. So you could have a skill set. I could be the best baker in the world, okay? And I have a skill set of 10, but I don't have the mindset that like somebody comes to tell me, hey, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to prosper in this business. I make the best bagels in the world, but I don't have a mindset that I can succeed at all. There's no way that business is going to take off. It's going to give you that same zero. 10 times zero is 10. Your output is zero. So you need both. Now, as much as you need both, I want you to understand this. If you have to pick which of them you need more, mindset in the head, always the mind. The mindset is more important than the skill set. If you can develop a mindset, it's easier to build skill set. If you could develop a mindset, it helps you to get a bigger output with a lower skill set. Let me demonstrate to you guys, and then I'll talk to you why I'm talking about mindset. Let's say we've talked about the maximum mindset is 10, maximum skill set is 10, the maximum output is 10. A maximum output is 100. Let's say this is me. I have a mindset of 5. Okay. I have a mindset of 5, but I have a skill set of 1. My output here is going to be 5x. I'll 5x my business. Okay. Everything being equal, let's say I double my mindset. I double the way I think, I view my scenario, my situation, the possibility that I can do this business. My mindset, my frame of mind, my focus changes. And I now have a mindset of 10. But my skill set remains at 1. Because I now have a mindset of 10. 10 times 1 is what? 10x. So what I have done is I have doubled my business. My business has increased by 2 times just because my mindset has gone from 5 to 10, even though my skill set remains at 1. So that's what I'm trying to say. If you have to choose one or the other, your mindset is very important. And I said something in Florida, and I want you guys to look at this like this. It's part of mindset. I want you to condition yourself. This business that we are in, is there anybody you know that doesn't have a medical problem? Almost everybody, father, mother, brother, sisters, uncle, friends, you go out in the supermarket, you just see it, metabolic dysfunction. We have a product that the world needs. We have a product that almost everybody and their mama and their uncle needs, because almost everybody is sick. Imagine having that kind of product. If you can market that kind of product and market it well, imagine what it can do for you in terms of income. So I want you to look at the mindset of what Unicity is giving you: a product that works and a product that is a solution to almost everything. That is gold. And that's why I say that your Unicity, you guys have heard me say this several times now, that your Unicity business is a gold mine, because it's a solution to a problem almost everybody has. And if you have the certainty mindset, if you have the certainty that the grounds on which you stand is a gold mine, and somebody gave you a shovel to dig, if you dig for 1 hour and didn't find that gold, you should not quit, because you are certain that there is gold under this. If I gave you 2 options, I told you option number 1, I pick on you, Bueller. Bueller, option number 1, I'm going to give you this job. And this job that I'm going to give you, you're going to work hard at it for 1 to 3 years. But at the end of the 3 years, when the hammer comes down on that 3 years, bang, after, you are going to be a 6 or 7 figure earner for the rest of your life. But Bueller, the price to pay for that is hard work. You're going to have to work hard for 3 years. But I guarantee you, Bueller, after those 3 years is gone, bam, you are going to be a 6 or 7 figure earner for the rest of your life. The price to pay, hard work. And I tell you the second option. The second option, Bueller, just do what you're doing now. Continue to hustle, continue to go to the job that you're doing, continue to juggle this and that. You will always remain at the level that you are for the rest of your life. Which will you choose? If you know that after 3 years of solid work, persistent, laying down a foundation, you will become a 6 and 7 figure earner, residual income for the rest of your life. which will you choose? That is what your unicity business is. I want you to have that mindset. And with a mind, and that's why I put this hard work. I'm not saying that I'm gonna make you a millionaire in 3 weeks, in 3 months or so. The fastest millionaire, Amory, who is at Upline, became a millionaire in 3 years. To leave a corporate job and come and do this job, and in 3 years, she's a diamond and making $1 million a year. 3 years of hard work. We are walking a little bit faster right now. Some of us in our organization are walking a little bit faster. That will break that 3 year back. But that is the potential. That's the mindset I want you to give. You are sitting on a gold mine. And if you can see that, you have the vision to see that. I want you that when you have dog for 1 hour, and that 1 hour is figurative to maybe 6 months or 3 months or whatever or the hardships that you're going through and you're not picking up gold. You don't just go to a gold mine and you pick up gold. You got to dig. So when you have dog for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 days and that goal hasn't come up, if the certainty still remains that there is gold in there, do not look at that scenario as a failure. Look at it only as a delayed victory or a temporal defeat. The big battle has not been lost. Let's go on. So mindset. Now, if let's say my mindset went from 10 to 20 and my skill set still remained at 1, my output now becomes 20. I have gone from a 5x to a 4x. What I have done now is I have 4 times my business just because of mindset. That's why I'm dwelling a little bit on mindset. It is much more importante than skill set. But you need both. You need both because if this is zero, skill set is zero, nothing is happening here. So I don't want to minimize skill set, but I want to say how huge mindset is. Now, one of the things that mindset does is that mindset helps you to develop skill set. You see, when you are confident, when you have the mindset that gives you confidence, focus, I can do this, you continue to do it. You don't look at failures as a setback. You continue. We talk about what's the name of the inventor who created the electric bulb. Why am I forgetting his name? He failed 10,000 times before he was able. Who was that?
Thomas.
Thomas Edison. Thank you
Thomas
so much.
Edison. Mhm.
Thomas Edison, thank you. Thomas Edison had about 10,000 trials, which were all failures in creating the incandescent bulb. 10,000. But his mindset caused him to persist, and he created that which we are enjoying today. When you have the mindset, it gives you the drive to continue to go forward, even with failures, even with what some other person will see as a failure. You see it as a temporal defeat. You keep just going. Now, if I'm confident, let's say that I have a team that is going to go play a soccer game, and that team is going to go, team A is meeting team B. Team B is the weaker team. Team B doesn't have that much skill. But team B has been working on their mindset. And team A is the team that they are sure supposed to crush team B down. But team B has that huge mindset. You know, you guys have seen football games where a small chochoro team overtakes a big thing because of mindset. When you now have the mindset that you could, team B, that is the weaker team, has the mindset that it could beat team A. The soccer that team B will play on the soccer field is soccer that none of them has ever played before. They develop the skills, because of the mindset. If let's say I have a mindset that I could open a successful bakery business or what have you, and my skill set is only one, but I have the mindset of 20. That confidence of that mindset of 20 helps me tackle the difficult things. So if I'm weary about the fry pan, how does it work, or this and that, or what have you? Because I have the mindset, it gives me the drive to go achieve the skill set. And so my mindset of 20 now can help me boost me up to, like, you know what, that thing which is hard, which I don't know how to do, that language which I don't know how to talk. I heard a story about Julius learning how to speak French, mindset. That thing that skill which I don't have, I am so confident in myself. I'm going to take it upon and learn that. So your skill set remains at 20, your mindset remains at 20, but your mindset has given you confidence to tackle on your skill set. And it now makes it easier. When it makes it easier, let's say your skill set now goes from one. Your skill set can now go from one to maybe three, because your mindset is giving you confidence. You can tackle this, you could improve. All of a sudden, even though this remains like this, you now have an output of 60 because your skill set has influenced your mindset. It's not the other way around. It's very hard because your mindset has influenced your skill set. It's very hard for your skill set to help you develop mindset. And skill set is a harder thing to do just by yourself. If you had skill set and no mindset, it's just hard. It's hard to double your skill set, or to improve your skill set. Not say it's impossible, it's harder. It takes time. I'm not a professional basketball player. If I wake up today to say I want to become a professional basketball player, I have to practice and practice and practice and practice to get to that skill where I could level up. So it takes time to build skill set. But your mindset can change like this in a second, positively or negatively. If it changes positively, it could help you build your skill set. I want to digress now and say, why am I talking about mindset so much? I'm talking about mindset so much because one of the important things, and please, guys, do not neglect this. I was just speaking to Odette Fokwa's sister this morning, and she told me she attended the method in Munich and it revolutionized the way she sees life. That it was a game changer to her. And as I speak, I have goosebumps because I remember what she told me this morning. Events help us build mindset in this business. Events. If it's possible, try never to miss an event. Whether it's a method, whether it's Diamond Camp, whether it's Punta Cana coming up, or what have you. When we go to events, you hear from people, you hear encouraging stories, motivational stories. You hear from leaders who are building. You get different perspectives. Then you're like, wow, I can do this. You pick up little nuggets every here and there. So I want to first of all encourage you guys, prioritize events. Whether that event is we're having something in the DMV area and you're in the DMV area, please go to the event. It's going to help you build your mindset, your confidence, your I can do this. Whether it's a meeting like this where we're having a meeting to talk about this, try to be present if you can. Whether it's the method, whether it's a Punta Cana, little things like that. We're going to be having something in the Houston area. Those of you who are in the Houston, prioritize to be there. Events build mindset, build drive. And so I want to say, please, as much as possible, prioritize those. And I want to segue now and talk about the event which is coming up very soon, Punta Cana. There were a handful of us in Diamond Camp in Florida, and that's good. Those of you who were in Diamond Camp, I'm going to let a few of you guys talk. Could you share your impression of what Diamond Camp gave you and left you with? And did it change your trajectory about this business? Did it inspire a different mindset? Did it elevate you? I want to hear about 5 people comment about Diamond Camp. So, moderators, please, if people will raise their hands and you could unmute them, let's hear what their thoughts were about Diamond Camp. Let's hear. Those of you who are Diamond Camps, please give us your sense of what it did for you, what that event did for you. Did it help you in any way to change your mindset or increase your mindset?
All right, this is Bueller. It did help increase my mindset. Let me put it that way. It made me believe that I could be better. I had 2 speakers. I mean, my husband was the best speaker, by the way. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
something like that. They have small things
Yeah,
similar to
I
that.
really
So you
I
will know if they
enjoyed.
have up to 10 pieces.
What's that?
I think somebody else
There
is talking
anything
that we
funny,
need to
any
mute
furniture
them.
place you can
Hey,
go and ask they have.
wait.
They will have. If not, the
No,
highest thing is to
Hey,
rent.
could we mute whoever is talking?
Someone needs to be muted.
All right, Beulah, could you
Which
go
link?
on?
Behind because change the
Which
code and I
link?
have to tell. Oh, change the code.
But you
I have to come.
know,
I
we
have to
just
come
Google. I
the
just show
telephone
you
you want to
how
answer.
things be.
When you're looking in the
Let me check some of the stores
oh
and
my,
see if they
you
have
have
it.
number.
Mm.
Call
If
him and
not,
tell him to stop.
Okay, I
all right. Yeah.
have muted everybody. Only the hosts are able to unmute right now. Okay. Beulah, if you will go ahead and share with us what you were
Okay.
sharing.
Yeah, I said I got inspired by the speakers. The one that really got me was Ralph. Ralph shared his story. Just a few years ago, he used to drive an Uber. He said how life was very difficult for him, but now um, he is making millions a month. So to see somebody, live person speaking and sharing how you could do it, if he can do it, you can do it. And I saw his name yesterday, still recruiting people. That means that he believes that he can even be more. We're looking at him like he's a millionaire, but this guy is trying to be even better. So that even inspires me more. So yeah, Diamond Camp was a game changer. I kind of like rubbed
Hello?
shoulders, spent
Yeah.
spent time in the house with some of the diamonds, and I had personal conversations. And yes, I am very, very pumped. Thank you.
Thank you.
You have the email now.
Okay.
Yeah, where you take send, the man now. That email.
All right. Does anybody else want to share? One or two more people share about Diamond Camp, what it did for them. And if you could raise your hand so that the co-host can let you guys talk. Okay. Don't we have make co-hosts? Okay. Famous, I'm going to have you on mute. 1 second. Okay. All right, Famous, go ahead.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Greetings, everybody. Man, Diamond Camp was fire. It was lit. But just to summarize, um, what I learned was anything is possible. You know, once you set your mind to it, pick it up. One day at a time, one one drop at a time, and you get there. It's just to be, from all the speakers, everybody that spoke, consistency was a key, was a major very everything they do. So that is my summary of my experience at the Diamond Camp. And one thing I would say is don't be wary, keep doing what you're doing, and gradually we'll all get there someday, and
Will you
pretty soon.
say, will you say changed your mindset?
So what?
Will you say Diamond Camp changed your mindset?
Yes, it did. It did. It did.
Okay.
Because sometimes, like some weeks, 2 weeks will go by, you don't do much. It will make you feel like, am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right place? Yeah, but when you hear other people's story, yeah, you know that, okay, yeah, you're on track. So yeah, it did change my mindset a lot.
All right. Thank you. All right. I thank you guys for sharing that. I wanted a couple of people to share just so as to reinforce this thing about mindset. So please make events a priority. It's going to help you. Now, I want to talk about this event, and we're going to come after I talk about this event, we're going to culminate in how you make 10K. But some of these things, the mindset, the skill set, all of these things are involved in making 10K. Now, the Punta Cana is another mindset event that is coming on. And if you have not qualified for Punta Cana, please do everything possible to be at Punta Cana to qualify. If you haven't qualified, we want you to be exposed to this mindset. Now, when we go to Punta Cana, we're going to enjoy. Yes, the enjoyment is only going to be fleeting. It's not, it's for the sweet leisure or pleasure that we're going to have there. It's not gonna last a lifetime. It's gonna be fleeting. It'll be, 2, 3 days is gone. Okay. But what you're gonna get from Punta Cana, in Punta Cana, there's going to be a training in Punta Cana, just similar to Diamond Camp, where leaders in the organization are gonna speak to you. People at different levels in the organization to help build your mindset even more. So please, I do not want to dwell much on the qualifications of Punta Cana because by now most of us know the qualifications. If you do not know the qualifications of Punta Cana, get with your upline or your direct or your get with anybody in your upline to tell you what are the qualifications of Punta Cana I want to qualify. Thankfully, Unicity has extended the qualifications until March. So we have February and we have March to be able to qualify for that. And I want as many of us to be on there because our desire is to teach people to be 10,000 K earners to be able to have financial freedom. Let's go to the last thing. Let's go to the crux of the crux. How do you become a 10K a month earner? You see, it's easy to teach this because a few of us have tested 10K a month in the last couple of months, and new people tested it this month that just passed. So it's easy to talk about it when you have done it. It's hard to teach something you have not done. So I want to show us what you do to achieve this 10K a month. And to make it easy to achieve the 10K a month, you need to build to the rank of presidential director, PD. If you build to the rank of presidential director and you can maintain a structure under you of presidential director, you are guaranteed to be making at least 10K a month going forward. that will come rain, come sun, if you build that. And it's possible to do that. You see, I'm going to Julius and Bueller. Sorry, I'm going to pick on you guys, because you're a good example of this. Why this is possible is because we now have a culture in place that makes this possible. We have a culture in place that makes this possible. A culture which is being practiced very well by Diamond Ruti, by Bueller, by Barbara, by Julius, by Priscilla, and many other people. It's a culture of duplication. You see, let me give you guys a little timeline here. When 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 I joined the company, I did not know about how we needed to grow, duplicate, bring in new partners. We were good in bringing in partners, but not good in growing them. It was only until December, coming back from the convention, or mid-November, that I realized that we did not have an intentional culture or plan in place to make children and let those children make grandchildren and let those grandchildren make great grandchildren. We did not have a culture of duplication in place. So when we came back from the convention in November, Unicity Convention in November, and I realized that we needed to be intentional about duplication, we did two things. The very first thing, and I'm going somewhere with this, the very first thing we did is that we started having business meetings every Friday, where we were telling partners, invite as many people to those business meetings so that they can hear a compelling reason why to be part of the business. That was one. The other thing was that we were intentional about the culture of bringing in people, right? When you sign a partner, immediately you sign that partner, you tell that partner, listen, this stuff that you have signed on, something enticed you about it. Go tell the next person immediately. Think about 25 to 50 people in your network of influence, because I I learned that partners is what is gonna build us. So I started telling all the partners in the organization, you come in the way you grow in this business, the stuff that enticed you to put pen to paper, take that same stuff and go tell 25 to 50 people in your network of influence. That stuff that you heard that made you like, I need to get into this. Chances are the 25 to 50 people in your sphere of influence are gonna resonate with that exact same stuff you resonated with. You sign a partner, and immediately you sign the partner, you tell the partner to go do the same and over again. Now, Julius came into the company in December. Julius, permit me use you as an example. And now a lot of you guys know Julius, and Julius is a businessman with network. Some of you may credit Julius' success to network, but that's not it. It's not all of it. If you have a network, that you created before and you do nothing with that network, you do zero with that network, your output is zero. There are some people in this business, right, who have a huge network who have not leveraged that network yet. So it's not just all about network. That, oh, Julius has a good network, that's why he's, or Bueller has a good network, that's why they're, network is not, yeah, it's an advantageous. But if you do not leverage that network by telling people in that network, you get nothing. So Julius came in at the time when this stuff was in place and this stuff was in place. Hey, Julius, what you have learned, you need to go tell the next person in your sphere of influence the thing that attracted you. And then when that person signs, that person tells the next person and the next person. That is what caused Julius to go in the first. His first, Julius came in December. His first month in the business, to be executive manager, executive director, I'm sorry. To be executive director is a big deal. It means that you have about two directors in your front line. Two directors in your front line. And the only way to do that is to have a culture of you sign somebody, you tell the person to sign another person, and another, you're passing on that culture. There is no way if Julius just used his network that he would have signed, that he would have risen up to the rank of executive director. Julius in December had a total of, I'm using this as an example, guys. I'm not using this to shame us or to make us feel. I want to use because this is a perfect example of where I'm going to. Julius signed in December. Julius, you had 14 partners in December. So let's say in December, Julius had 14 partners. But in December, Julius had an organization in December of that caused him to rise to the rank of executive director. To do that, it means that because the rank of executive director means that you have to have a leg. You have to have a leg. One of your legs has to be 20,000. That's the equivalent of 20 partners. Another leg has to be 5,000, the equivalent of 5 partners. Another leg has to be 10K, the equivalent of 10 partners. So if you think about it, Julius only signed 14 partners. In the month of December, Julius had 20, 30, 35 partners in his organization that propelled him to the rank of executive director. And because he built that, I'm going to show you guys that it was easy using this culture I'm talking about to be able to build to the rank of presidential director, which I want to teach you. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that because we had this culture in place, it went with the timing, Friday calls, as well as the culture of you sign a partner, you tell the partner, you pass the message, that partner passes the message. This was the timing when Julius came into the organization. These structures were in place. He heard the message. His network benefited him. But if Julius did not leverage these things, you can have a network. If you don't talk to that network, what good is that network? So, how do we build to 10K? This is how you do it. Let's start like this. Understand the culture. I'm going to go reverse. Let's say this is me. I come into the business. And immediately I come into the business, I think about, okay, what's the stuff that resonated with me that I decided to put pen to paper? I know that stuff. I now think about 25 to 50 people in my field. This man is like that. He likes business. Or this person is like that, is my loved one. Let me tell them about this. The stuff that resonated with me, I go and I look for 25 to 50 people. Let me tell you guys something. When I joined this business, in my second full month in the business, I asked Dr. Kenny and Raf to do a business call for me. I went on my list. I physically made a list of about 60 people on my contact list. About 60, maybe it was 70. I invited all those people. 40 of them showed up to a Zoom call. And on that 40, there's some of them who are on here. Beulah was on that Zoom call, that very first Zoom call. She told me no, by the way. 40 people showed up to the Zoom call on my list. Out of those 40 people, guess what? I signed 5 partners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I started the business, 5 partners in my second month because I made a conscious decision to take that message through a business call to people I knew on my list. So all of a sudden, I have gone from just being me alone to 5 partners. So now my organization is 6. Okay, this is partner 1, partner 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I tell partner 1 the same message that I tell all these other partners about the culture. The thing that has triggered you to take pen to paper. Take that same thing, make a list, be intentional, make a list of 50 people, 25 people. Number one, you can, if you're comfortable, go parole them, go give them this word yourself, one-on-one. That stuff that struck a chord with you is likely gonna strike a chord with them. If you're not comfortable, take option 2. Just invite them to the Friday business call. Invite them to the Friday business call to come and listen. So I tell this partner that, I tell this partner that, I tell this partner that, I tell all of these partners that. This partner goes and invites people, and out of the people he invites, he's able to sign 3 people. 1, 2, 3. This partner is not that lucky. Out of maybe he invites 20 people, only 2 show up. Out of the 2 that shows up, he's able to do 1. This partner maybe is able to get 3 people. This partner maybe does their best and maybe gets nothing even. This partner gets 1, 2. Guess what? All of a sudden, you've gone from 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Your organization has now gone to 15. All of these partners, they get the same message. So what I tell people to do, this is me. Let me say that this is Festus. I pass on that message to Festus. And let's say Festus comes and signs Paul. Let's say that this person's name is Paul. Festus is going to pass on this same message to Festus. Then me as the upline of Festus to reinforce that, I should call Paul and say, hey, Paul, welcome. And I should reinforce the same message of culture that Festus gave. Let them hear it 2 times. The culture is getting ingrained in them. So this Paul has heard this message of, wow, I need to present this same idea. I've heard it from Festus, my upline. I've heard it from Dr. Dieter. Wow, this is really the way to build this. Paul goes and now he invites 25 to 50 people, or he starts talking to people the same thing that resonated to him. And Paul right here, he does that. Paul is able to sign 4 people just by doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That much. And then maybe this person here is a diamond routine. You don't. This is the thing with when you're signing partners, you don't know who you're going to be signing. A boat who has Diamond Ruti in her front line had no clue who she was signing and her potential, right? Let's say who you signed is Diamond Ruti. Diamond Ruti signed 16 partners in her front line this month. 16 partners. So let's say that you are half of Diamond Ruti and you sign 10. This person signs 10. Let's just put the number 10 here, that they signed 10 people. This partner signs 1, 2. This partner signs 1, 2, 3. This partner signs 1. This partner signs 1. This partner signs 1, 2. This partner who had no luck last month now has some luck because he's persistent in the culture. He goes to another person, or he continues. And this time around, that partner actually signs 3 people. 1, 2, 3. And you just put here, let's say that one signs 1. Guess what? All of a sudden, your organization has grown from 15 to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. And the only thing you did that you struggled to do was to sign these first 5 people. That you passed on a culture. Imagine doing this over and over and over again. Paul has gotten that message, and Paul decides, let's just say this is Peter. Paul signs Peter here. Paul passes the culture to Peter. Whatever resonated with you, think about the same thing that it resonated with you. Now, Peter has gotten that message, right? Peter has gotten that message, and the upline of Paul also calls Peter. In this case, the upline Festus also calling Peter to reinforce that. Peter goes and does. We do that all over here. You're going. That's how Julius, even though he signed 14 people, ended up with 35 people in his organization in the month of December. It is this structure, and this is the structure that can help you to be able to make 10K a month. I want to show you how. Let's start with EM, executive manager. To be executive manager, you have to have a rank. You have to have a leg that needs 3,000, a leg that needs 1,000, and another leg that needs 100. 100 is easy. It's just a customer. You can have that by talking to somebody or inviting them to the Zoom call. All right. Now you need to build a leg of a 3,000 and 1,000. You could start by signing John. You sign John, John comes with 1K. You sign Mary, Mary comes with 1K. Okay, that's so that's you. You pass on the culture to John. John, think about 25 to 50 people in your sphere of influence that whatever resonated with you on this apple, present that same apple for them, whether they will bite. Either you talk to them or you bring them to the business call. John gets the message big time. John goes, let me show you the easy way, a very easy way of building this. The easiest way of building executive manager, the easy way is to sign 2 partners and give them the right coaching. That's the easiest way. The harder way is for you to sign 4 partners all by yourself on your front line. 2 partners is easier. How is 2 partners easier? You sign John and you sign Mary, you just give them the mindset, the culture, you pass it on to them. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is always going to take that culture, but if you do not pass on the culture, it cannot be sustained. Yeah, there's some people we tell them and they just remain like that, but it's our duty to make sure that that culture stays alive. So you tell John, and John now goes and decides that he is going to sign Peter. Peter comes with 1K. Peter gets the same message about culture from John. Peter goes immediately and Peter signs Felix. All of a sudden here, this leg, you have this leg that is filled. 1K, 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 $3,000. And the only thing you did is you signed John and you signed Mary. Because you're using your team to build, which is what Diamond Ruti did to hit executive manager, which is what Claudine did to hit executive manager, which is what Evans did to hit a senior director, and so on, which is what Bueller did to hit Sapphire, and so on and so forth, using your team. All you did was 2 partners. They did multiple combinations with which that could happen. Let's say you signed John, and John is hot-headed, and John signs Peter, and John signs Felix. That takes care of that combination again. But it's just to show you that you can sign 1 partner, but because you pass on the culture and you're intentional in checking up with them to say, hey, make sure you're doing this and what have you, they retain that culture. And because of that, they bring you 2 partners that close that leg. Now, if that culture continues, you can now go from executive manager to the next rank, director. That is only possible if you have built the foundation. Now, to be a director, the next month to be a director, to go to be a director, EM, we had 3K, 1K, 100. To go to be a director, you have to have you have to have 5,000, 3,000, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1,000. So you see that if you're built this EM rank and you are maintaining the culture, you already have the 3K foundation here. Everything is going to reset to 0 at the start of the month, but you already have the 3K foundation here. You already have the 1K foundation here. You just need to build a 5,000 leg. Now, what do? You start off the month at 0, but you have John, you have John, you have Mary, and you have your compressed leg. Let's have your compressed leg. So now let's say that John has remembered the culture. So everybody is starting at 0. You are starting at 0. John is starting at 0. Everybody is starting at 0. But because John remembers the culture, John decides that he's going to go after Pamela. Okay? John is still going down his list and sharing. John goes after Pamela. So John goes after Pamela and signs Pam. Pam comes with 1K. Okay? Now, the person that John signed last month, Felix. Felix starts in this month at 0. But Felix remembers the culture. Felix decides that he's going to go bring in Elvis. Felix brings in Elvis. Felix has passed on the culture to Elvis. Elvis immediately goes and brings in Elvira. So all of a sudden, you have 1K here, 1K here, 1K here. You now have this leg that is 3,000 on 5,000. Even though you started at 0, but because you have the culture on your side, new blood is bringing in new blood. New blood is bringing in new blood. So let's say Pam does this and Pam brings Susie. And Pam is hungry and Pam said, I've not had enough. And Pam decides she's going to go bring in Anna. All of a sudden, you have another 1K and another 1K. Each time this is happening, the culture is being passed on. The culture is being passed on. These people that the culture is being passed on are going to be building blocks to build for the next rank and for the next month. So you now fulfill your 5K leg. You come and do the same thing on your 3K leg. Your 3K leg. Let's say you have, I'm not going to use names here because I'm running out of names. You sign one person. He comes with 1K. Mary started the month at 0, but Mary signs one person. And the person Mary signs passes the culture to the next person. Okay? And this person that Mary signs, the person Mary signs Mary passes the culture to that person. That person signs this person. That person is hungry. That person signs another person. So all of a sudden, 3K is taken. I go back to culture. You're taking care of that leg. And you, right there, let's say you sign one partner, Philip. It takes care of your 1K leg. You have now taken care of director because you built the foundation of EM using the culture of you bring in somebody, you pass it on to bring in. So they say that everybody has at least 100 people in their sphere of influence who they know. And we don't want you to get all those 100 people. If you get 3 or 4 of those people, those 3 or 4 of those people could continue the rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. They get the next person who gets the next person who gets the next person. You don't need all 100 people in your sphere of influence, a few. So your build director. Now, the next rank is, I'm going to skip a little bit from director and go to, I'm going to skip executive director, or I'll show you and go to senior director. So director, you needed 5K, 3K, and 1K. Now, if you want to go from director, because we're trying to build to presidential director, if you want to go from director to the next rank, which is, let's do senior director because we're close. You go to senior director. Senior director, the rank of senior director is not everything doubles. You need 10K here. You need 5K here actually, and you need 2K here. You guys see that if you need 10K, 5K, 2K, you already have the building block here, to double to here. You need 5K here. You already have, sorry, you need 5K here. You already have the building block here. You need to build a 10K leg. It's easier to build a 10K leg from a 5K leg. You need 5K here, but you'd already built a 3K leg. It's easier to almost double to a 5K from a 3K. If you have that structure in place, I keep repeating it, culture core, because I think it bears repeating. If you're able to repeat that, keep that culture in place, those people who are in your organization will help you build that foundation to be able to get to 10K. Build this to be able to get to 5K. Build this. But if you do not have that foundation laid down, it crumbles, because if you're not bringing in new blood, new people to keep it, you start off that month to zero. You cannot even get up to the 5K before you go up to here. So it's so important to have that culture. The culture of what is it that resonated with you when you signed. Take that same message to the masses. Take that same message to the people in your sphere of influence. And you do that. From director now, you go to executive director. You're going to go to executive director, it doubles. So executive director, the 10K becomes 20K, the 5K becomes 10K, and the 2K becomes 5K. This is the rank that Julius was able to hit in December because he quickly came in and built executive manager and was able to, using the culture, go from executive manager to now building director, and was able to go from director to building senior director, and from senior director to executive director. But it has to do with the foundation. Again, the toughest thing in building a house is a foundation. Once you get a particular foundation, that foundation cannot crumble if you get the foundation right. So, same thing here. It's easy to move from 10K to 20K because the people are sustaining the culture. New blood is bringing in new blood. You can go from 10K to 20K. You can go from 5 to 10K. You could go from 2 to 5K. I'm going to demonstrate the very last one now, how to go from executive manager to presidential director. And I'll do a little bit of math for you guys to see how because having that culture is there helps you build. And presidential director is the 10K a month. If you're getting anything from this, is the repetition of culture to bring in to pass on for new partners to bring in new partners to bring in new partners. So executive director to presidential director, the rank where it gives you financial freedom, the rank where it makes you debt free, as Christine said, the rank where it causes you to quit your job. If you could start making that money every month, when you're executive director, ED, you need 20K, you need 10K, and you need 5K. To go to the rank of presidential director, to build to that rank of presidential director, you need a doubling of all that. You need 40K, you need 20K, you need 10K. Now let me show you guys how this is possible. Let's put that on the board here. I'll put that on the side. ED was 20K, 10K, 5K, and then presidential director, PD, is 40K, 20K, 10K. Let me show you how, if you truly have this structure of executive director, if you don't just get it because of happenstance, but because the culture, the foundation is there, it's very easy for you to see the game to help you build to presidential director. Let me give you an example. Let's start again right here. I want to show you how this can be met. You start right here. That's you. You have built a culture from executive manager to director to senior director to executive director. You have built that culture of people bringing in people. So every month, even though your PV starts at 0 every month, the culture is on your side. So you're starting this month. Let's say you now want to get to presidential director, but you have built this structure, this foundation that helps you to now move here. You start at 0 for the month. The month starts, your PV is at 0. The culture is on your side. Now, you have John, you have Mary, you have your compressed leg, and Philip. Let's just say Philip. Everybody is starting at 0, 0, 0. But the culture is in their side. So you now have people 1, 2, 3, you have a total of level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 that you can depend on to get you volume, because everybody is working on that culture. So everybody starts at 0. And let's say that John comes in. We're going to use similar names here. And John comes in and John brings in Peter. Peter comes with 1K. And John comes in and John also brings in Paul. Paul comes in with 1K. All of a sudden, Paul and Peter have gotten the message. Paul goes and brings in, let's just now use person A. Peter brings in person A and person B because they have gotten the culture. That's 1K, that's 1K. Paul also goes and brings in person A and person B, and Paul is a little bit like Diamond Roti. Paul brings in person A, person B, person C, D, okay? All of a sudden, 1K, 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, 8K. Remember, you need 10K, 20K, 40K. Imagine all of these people that you have brought, A, B, C, D. This person, the culture continues to be passed. This person, they all pass the culture down. This person goes and brings in 3 people, A, B, C. This person maybe not too lucky, brings in only 1 person. This person maybe brings in 2 people. This person maybe brings in 1. This person maybe brings in 1. This person maybe brings in 3 people, A, B, C. All of a sudden, you're gone from 8K to 9K to 10K, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19K. You know what's working for you? That you started from 0 in the month, and this leg is now 19K. You're almost about to close the 20K leg. Why? Is because the whole team rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. The new people are bringing in new people. New people are bringing in new people. You're 19K. Let's say you do the same. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You go from 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35K. Culture gets past culture, 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 culture. You're building together. That's what Diamond Ruti is doing, and many others. This leg now is at 35K and only needs 40K. Do you think that the momentum that this leg has, it will not go to 40K? There's culture ingrained in it. There is no way this leg doesn't get to 40K. This leg is likely even going to surpass 40K before the month is over, because there are going to be people in here who are going to want to make another rank. So let's just say you have the culture pass, each of them bring 1 each. Each of them bring 1 each. All of a sudden, and maybe you have the rest and not that lucky, but you have from 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. So you now have 44K on 40. Guys, this stuff is easy when we work with a team and caution the team about that culture of rinse and repeat. What resonated with you, take it to the next person, bring them to the science call. Also, do not neglect the science calls. If a science calls nets you 10 patients in your whole organization, that 10 customers is the equivalent of 1,000 points. Don't neglect it. Your whole organization, your cost, your frontline partners and your downline partners, that your whole organization can have about maybe 5,000 even customer or 5,000 points from customer orders. Maybe your whole organization has a total of 50 customers that month or 100 customers that month. It's a lot. So don't neglect the science calls too, because that adds to your organization and helps to close the leg. You do this I use the 40K leg as an example because it's the bigger leg. But you can do this for the Mary leg and the compressed leg, and you check off the 20K and you check off the 10K. Let me tell you guys what's hard, and this is how you build. This is how you build passive income. The diamonds in the organization, when the month starts, within the first 3-4 days of the month, even though everybody starts at 0, the diamonds in the organization, the first 3 days, they have enough volume already that they are presidential ruby or presidential sapphire or presidential director. I mean, so much. Raf, Raf, who is a crown diamond. In the first, when we were in Florida, around the 10th or so, the 9th. Ralph had enough volume around the 8 days because of his whole organization, because of this stuff, that his volume, his total organization volume was already a double diamond every month. If you build a culture, it sustains from the bottom, and people carry that on and over. You start making passive income, you start bringing in 10K a month. I have done it. Bueller has done it. Julius has done it. All of us hitting that rank. And I want to challenge Diamond Ruti and many others who are close to Diamond Ruti. You were executive manager this in the month of January. I want to challenge you to build to presidential director. Use that culture. Festus, you were executive manager in the month of January. I want to challenge you to build to presidential director. Work with your team. If you pour into your team will help you build. If you're aloof with your team is going to be aloof with you. So that is a way to build. And we are doing this faster than the company has ever seen. Let me tell you guys something. I asked Ralph, not Ralph. I asked Trent. Trent is a triple diamond. I asked Trent, what is the average time that it takes to get to presidential director of this rank to make 10K a month? You know what Ralph told me? It takes 2 to 3 years to build to that rank. What they have seen in the industry, 2 to 3 years. He said a couple of years. So let's just put minimum 2 years. 2 years. Bueller has the record. Oh, well, sorry, Bueller, you don't have the record anymore. Julius beat you. Julius has the record because Julius did it in 2 months. Before Julius did it in 2 months, Bueller signed in September, October, November, December. Bueller did it in December. Bueller did it in September, October, November, December. It took her 4 months to do this because of this culture thing. Julius has beaten her, and Julius took 2 months to get to this same rank of presidential director. Okay? It's possible. The company doesn't understand how we are building very fast, but I think it's because we have cracked the code of culture. And if you could build on that, you will build a 10K business. All right. I am going to end our conversation now, and then I'm going to take some questions if there are anything. I know that has been an extensive talk, but I am going to switch back to my desk. We could unmute people and have people make comments or suggestions. So what I want to say, that's how we can build to 10K a month. And we have the tools in our organization. One of the things that I think that we are growing very fast, the frequency of our science calls. We're having science calls 3 times a week, as well as having the business calls. Those science calls bring in customers that bring in volume, and the business calls are helping us sign partners. We can use that to continue to build. And I do believe that we all have it in us, mindset, to be able to build a 10K business. I'm very impressed to see that we have now gone up to 61 people on here. That is wonderful. So I'm going to end. If there are any comments or questions or what have you, you guys can now unmute yourself, and any questions or comments, now is the time. Maybe we could take questions for another 15 minutes and then wrap up. Thank you, Willie. Anybody wants to talk? Please feel free to unmute yourself and talk.
Okay, Julius here.
Hey, Julius.
Hello,
Let's
hello. Thanks a
let's.
lot for the. Oh, hold on. Can you both hear me?
Yeah. I want to spotlight you.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, just one quick moment. Let me put my stuff right here. How come I can't see myself? Where am I?
I can see you well.
Okay, you
I,
guys can see
I
me.
see you very well.
Oh,
We
okay.
can
Let me put
see
my
you.
glasses
You
here.
needed to put on your
Okay.
glasses, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hello guys. Yeah, we're back from Florida, right? It was very, very exciting to be out there and just getting on the stage. We were the highlight of Florida. As Dr. Dita said, these people, they cannot understand what is going on. Since we came back, we've been receiving emails, text messages, video calls, just congratulating us. And there is something huge that is coming to this area. And I want to highlight that because this is extremely important. As we go out there, we're struggling to bring people on board. We know sometimes there are some people who are doubting if this thing is real, right? Because people have been in all kinds of shady businesses, some of them that have collapsed. But we have something here that is real, and we want people to even believe us more. And the company is willing to help us. Just so people know, this company is driven by partners. So you see, the only reason that we are here in America today, even talking about this business, I mean, a part of it is because one person called Raf thought about bringing it to North America. And we are now all his children. Like Dr. D said, in the first 1 week, this guy was already double, triple diamond. You can imagine, because everybody is under him. So he is the one who drove the business to North America, Canada, and US, and even beyond, right? We are now driving this business. I'm telling you, like Dr. Dida said, they've never seen anything like this. Dr. Dida making Sapphire in a short space of time, how many months? Bueller, a boat making Sapphire in what, 4 months, somewhere there. Myself, I made presidential director in 2 months. And if you all don't know, I was also on an interview, a podcast, a 1 hour podcast with the vice president of the whole organization. These people, they have so much respect for us. We were talked about so highly at that at the Diamond Camp. Imagine this. Diamond Camp is a training to train people how to make 100,000. None of us are there yet, but our direction, the way we are heading there quickly, they believe that we are gonna be there in a short space of time. And guess what? I went on that stage, Dr. Dida myself, and I made a promise, and we have to keep it. I told them that Dominica and Punta Cana, that's coming up. We're coming up with at least 3 or 4 diamonds. And I think we can do it. But here's the thing. They told Bueller about something over there, which to me is one of the best news that we got out of Florida. They said if she can make presidential Ruby this month, she's one step away from that. If she makes that rank, they are gonna come open a distribution center here in the DMV area. To me, that is massive. To me, everybody here should galvanize behind her for us to make sure that she gets there, and not just her, but Dr. Dieter himself. To me, the two of them are the minimum should be at that rank. This is gonna give us some kind of credibility that people don't even understand, right? They are going to come here. A distribution center is going to have a conference room that we're going to tell them how to design it, right? Probably that can take about 300, 400 people. Can you imagine the events that we're going to be having there? The award ceremonies, the
And
parties.
it will give credibility.
Yes,
This stuff
yes,
is not mep. You know,
yes. That,
credibility.
that
People
is instant
credibility
credibility. Yes.
hugely, and it can help you guys sign more customers and partners because of that. Sorry, Julius.
That is right. No, thanks for adding that. So just imagine this, right? Imagine that you're in the DMV area or you're anywhere in America, right? North America, somewhere, right? And somebody signed up and you're telling them that, hey, you can go to our headquarters and pick up your boxes immediately. That you can go right there, or they can Uber it to you, or you know what? We might even suggest that we have a van there, all right, Dr. D? That we have a van there where we can say distribution. Or just imagine, you see how we've been having little groups, right? They've been inviting people on Zoom calls and stuff like that. How about we just tell people that, hey, can you just pass by our office? We'll have a little group meeting. We're going to have these small conference rooms, offices, right? Where we can host 5, 10 people. Imagine these people coming over there. So this thing right here that's about to happen to us, I'm telling you, if you've put your face in this business, if you're part of this and your face is already out there, I'll tell you, even if you don't have one partner, do not bother. You know why? Just keep putting yourself out there. Let people know that you're a part of this. The reason is there's coming a time, and it's not long from now.
Where
I'll say
people will
probably
look for
in a
you.
month or two, where
People will look
people
for
are
you.
going to be looking for somebody who's a part of this company to sign them up. I woke up this morning, I started getting calls. Before I was the one making calls, right? But this morning, I was getting calls back to back to back. You people know why? Because the message is out there, because we are having our own testimonies. Testimonies are coming from us. So it's not something that they feel like, oh, they're paid actors that have been paid, some of the Caucasians or the Hispanics or all these other people who've been coming and telling us this stuff, even though it's real testimonies, but people can believe testimonies when they see their own kind. I received a call today from a guy called Ernesto. I think he's very popular with some of these other businesses. He called me this morning because a lawyer here in town that he was my downline, even though he's not very active, called lawyer Conrad Baele. He had lost so much weight. He was looking so good that this guy saw him yesterday and said, my man, what is it, man? Look, your suits are getting big on you. And he's my customer also in the fashion business. And Conrad did not even tell him that I am the one who, he just said, hey, my man, there's a product called Unimati and Balance by a company called Unicity. That's what I'm taking. The guy instead called one of my friends called Evans, who is not even a part of this, and was telling Evans that, hey, man, I've heard that there is this supplements that is really helping with weight loss and other complications. Then Evans said, you know what? My guy has told me about this stuff. Julius, let me call him and connect you. You know, now I'm going to have a meeting with this guy. And this guy who's actually coming is somebody who's helped people make plenty of money, 50, 100,000 in another business. One of those businesses that, those businesses that came and they disappeared, right? Some people, they lost money. Somebody was telling my wife today about that. She lost about 300,000 in the business. But this one, I'm telling the guy that, my man, this is tangible. This is real.
Yeah.
So imagine this kind of calls coming in, right? We have our distribution center. So you're telling somebody about it. You say our headquarters or we have our offices right here. So I'm telling you guys, people are going to start calling you. It is coming. Let's keep putting our face out there. Let's keep spreading the word, right? And let's make sure that we support each other in this business. I'm sure people have
Yes,
realized
I
by
want
now,
us to be
it doesn't
together.
matter if somebody's your downline, your upline, your
The
whatever line.
sideline.
We are
Yeah.
all, yes, we are
Yeah.
helping everybody, because to me, our primary focus should still be helping the community get healthy. To me, that's my primary focus. Money is secondary. The money is coming. The money is really good. The money is a reward. But when I see people coming and giving all these powerful testimonies, it gives me so much joy. So let's continue to put the word out there, sell the boxes. And I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. I was saying 4 diamonds. We might have more than that. But when let's even look past that a little bit. By the end of this year, I want us to have, I went on stage, I told these people, I said, you people only have 6 diamonds in North America. I said, man, this year we might just beat that. And let me put it this way, right? Imagine this company came to North America. It's been here probably 7, 8 years in North America mostly, right? And they have 6 diamonds. Our community our African community, Cameroon, being led by Cameroonians, right? We are about to put multiple diamonds, bring forth multiple diamonds in the space of a year. Do you see why the attention is on us? Do you see why they are promising us heaven and earth, everything they are promising to us? Have people looked at the leaderboard? Every day, the leaderboard is full of Dr. Dita's team every day. And I can tell you, we are probably going to win that every month for the next, who knows how long, right? Because our people are coming. And I want to tell you guys something, right? Our people, Africans in general, Cameroonians, we are doubting Thomases. We doubt a lot when somebody brings something new to us. But you know one thing I know about us? We are followers. When we see that something is working, oh, everybody puts their head in it. So there's coming that time when people are going to unicity, everybody want to be a partner. And all of us here, we are pioneers. I'll tell you that again, we are pioneers. I've been in this business, is the 14th of this month, that'll make me 3 months in,
We are
which means
pioneers.
that if you're coming in now, you are a pioneer and you want to be sitting on top of this food chain. Do not miss out. Continue to tell people, please do not be discouraged, because if you sit there and you're discouraged, when people start calling, they will not know that you're a part of this. So they'll call somebody else. So put your face out there, do some of those videos, put them on your status, wherever you can. And there's coming a time, but please just remember this. We have to make at least one ruby. To me, we're going to make 2. Can you imagine if we make 2? They say if we make 1. So if we make 2 now, it means that since it's partner driven, we can actually tell them that, hey, maybe Texas, why not, right? Maybe Houston area, maybe Dallas area, which they promised before. And then we know Africa is coming. They've told us 1 diamond. 1 diamond, we are going somewhere in Africa, and we are going to drive that. Guys, let's take this thing seriously. It's been a really, really amazing journey so far. Dr. Dina did not get to talk much about the money, but I'll share this, right? Hey, I'm a figure, I'm a numbers guy. I've done my calculations to some people, and I can throw some numbers out there. You people already know how my wife and how I got on it. 2 weeks in November, we made between she and I 6,500. December, we made close to 20. This month, somehow it's strange. I'm the only one who's seen my stuff. They've sent my how much, premiums.
Only you, yeah.
Yes, but I've done the calculation. About and myself, we're gonna make a minimum of 30,000 for January. Sorry. January, we're gonna make 30. Dr. Dita is sitting right there. Dr. Dita is gonna be making, him and I, we did the calculation. It's gonna be 20 to 22,000. So you see that this thing keeps doubling. And next month, by the end of this month, if she makes, Ebon makes Ruby, which I believe she's gonna make, and I'm gonna make Sapphire myself. Guys, the 2 of us will be looking at 55, 60,000. That will be my 3rd full month. You guys should not take this thing lightly. We are sitting on a gold mine, a health gold mine. Sorry, guys. Can people hear me? Really increase your.
Yes, we can hear you
Yeah,
well.
sorry, a call was interrupting. I said we are sitting on a health gold mine and a financial gold mine. A health gold mine because we have a solution to a problem that everybody has. Everybody, even including children, was struggling with childhood obesity. They are struggling with childhood diabetes. We have a solution. So everybody's going to come to us, and then we are sitting on a financial gold mine. I believe that if we don't rush and really get this thing, these people, they might extend the goalposts because they've not seen nothing like this. By the time they want to extend the goalposts to something else, guys, let's all be on top of this. Let's bring our community. Thank you all for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Julius, thank you for that input and sharing that perspective. That is great. I know some people may be scared to follow Julius. It's hard to follow Julius after he has spoken. So if you want to take a bite at following Julius, do so at your own risk. So, but I still invite other inputs, please.
Yeah, Dr. Dida, I think the other people cannot unmute themselves unless they let them in.
I just did.
No, I've let them unmute themselves. Yeah.
Hey, Doc, is this how often will these meetings be these trainings, because I consider this a special training? How often will you be holding this?
I think Julius brought up a suggestion that we need to have this every other week. So on this coming Saturday, we're going to have onboarding orientation for all the new partners. And then next Saturday, we're going to have partner training. So we're going to alternate. If this Saturday we have onboarding, next Saturday will be partner training. This Saturday onboarding, next Saturday partner training. And we're
So we'll be doing this on Saturdays, not
yeah,
Thursday like this.
to do this now because this needed to be done before the
The onboarding call coming up.
no, just as we needed to do this as a debriefing of Diamond Camp.
Florida.
It
Okay.
was important to get this done, and equally, we have onboarding coming up on Saturday. So it was something which we felt very strongly that we need to get this message out. And the earliest time we would have gotten it would have been Saturday after next, which will have taken away from the momentum we gathered from Florida. So that's why we scheduled it emergently to have it today. But going forward is going to be on Saturdays at the same time that we have onboarding. So if it's an onboarding call this week, then the next Saturday it will be partner training. And what we're going to do with partner training, we're gonna go differently. Sometimes I'm gonna call on some partners who are doing some things in a particular way that is helping you with mindset or that is helping you with skills for you to share with us. So it's not going to be me giving this teaching all the time. We're going to do a variety of different things and we're going to teach each other. Maybe one day is Barbara who is going to be talking about how she talks to the mothers, or another day is going to be uh, uh, Beulah talking about how she talks to customers, or things like that. We're going to mix and match, looking for people who are making headway and succeeding. How can we learn from you? Because as Julia said, we're family. We want to build each other up. And the other things that we'll be doing on the call is we're going to be sharing some of the obstacles we're having or some of the difficulties and hearing thoughts from other partners. How do we overcome this? How do we do that? And some of those calls may be also understanding money, understanding how the money structure works, and this. We'll have a variety of different things.
Okay. I think, well, you probably, I remember on was it Monday or Tuesday, Rav mentioned that he'll be having teaching that is the same for how to make 10,000 a month, what he started in Florida. I remember what he said he would do it on Saturday. So I think it will be a good thing for those people who are not in Florida, for all of us actually, because I think it's 1 hour before the onboarding call. Yes. So people who can attend and learn, because the more you learn about this, like you talked about the culture, I think the more, talking about culture, you can also equate it to a system. So have a system in place that we're implementing. So everybody is coming to understand that this is the system we're implementing, and just repeating that over and over and over. I think it will do a lot of good to
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Thank you, Willie. All right, we're gonna close this call at the top of the hour. So if anybody else has anything to say. Ladies, we've had just gentlemen speak. Is there a lady who wants to speak? At least now you're going after Willie, not after Julius. So it kind of dampens it a little bit. Willie is Julius' big brother, so he wasn't afraid, Ladies, we want to hear a lady, please. Any inputs?
Okay, this is Odette.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
All right.
evening.
I'm very happy for this training. It's very motivating. And I believe that from here, we are going to be more motivated to do what we need to do to bring the custom of bringing one person. So the question I also wanted to ask is, so to be able to make the 10K, is it mandatory that you must be, it's getting muted. You must be achieve the round of presidential director?
Yes, because it's hard to make 10K at the lower rank. The lowest rank to make 10K is presidential director. Now, you and Julius, you can weigh in a little bit because
Yes.
Julius, you came close to making 10K at executive director. You could
Yes.
do it at executive director, but you have to have a ton load of people in your front line. A ton
There you
load.
go.
Okay, that's how you can do it at executive director. If you want
Mm,
executive director and you have only a sprinkle of people in your front line who are not bringing much, nah, you cannot. Julius came
Yes.
very close to doing it at executive director because Julius had massive
Yeah.
firepower in his front line, people
That's
who were
right.
producing in his front line. And when you
mhm.
are producing in your front line bigly, it gives you a bigger commission.
Yes. So just to add, yes, I'll say, Odette,
Yes. Yeah.
you should not worry about that rank, right? You should not worry about getting there because you know what? If you're building a good team, right? On
Yeah.
Saturday, we'll probably add that, show you even a more simpler way. The thing is, it might take longer. You see, the idea here, coming and getting on this, right? After our training in Florida, the idea behind this was that, okay, let's look for an amount, right? Raf
Yeah.
thought about this, right? And 10K was just seemed comfortable, right? He said
Mm,
10K, right? How
mhm,
quickly can we get somebody to 10K? Look at myself, right?
mhm,
2 months. Within 2 months, I got there, right? Let's even
mhm,
say that um in the 2 months you were to land, you were trying to get to 10, but somehow you landed on 7 on 5 in the first
mhm.
2 3 months. Is that a bad place to be?
No, no.
Okay, so we are shooting for 10, right? We're giving this training about 10, right? But how
Mhm,
about you look at senior director, right? Say, hey,
mhm,
no, yeah, senior director. You want to get to presidential guarantees 10 and above, right? But
mhm,
what if you're saying that, man, let me get to senior director, and I'll tell you how we have quite a number of people who are already are monitoring a lot of stuff, right? I see somebody like Delphine Jabba. She is close to senior director in her first full month. She's barely making a month, right? She
mhm,
is Odette. You're getting right there, right? Then
mhm,
okay, yeah, Odette. Sorry, I'm being corrected. Odette is there. Let's look at Diamond Rudy. Diamond Rudy made executive director. So Diamond Rudy in her first, Diamond Rudy is guaranteed a minimum. Her first full month, a minimum of $8,000. Her check is gonna be somewhere about at least $8,000 with what she did. Then she brought a lot of front lines. So I'm
mhm,
saying, yes, we're trying to train you all how to get quickly to 10,000, right? But the quickest way, realistically, should be probably 4 months, right? But we
mhm,
know we've been beating the odds here. So how about you do everything to push for that? Just like some people are coming in the first month, I believe we are going to have quite a number of executive directors this month. I'm seeing how things are going right in the organization, and some of the people is their first month. Some people is their second month, right? We already Claudine is there, executive director. Festus is already there, right? And then of
mhm,
course Diamond Rudy made it there. So we actually produced three executive directors. But let's push for who was the fourth person? Let's push for the 10, right? But if you
mhm,
land on 5, there are a lot of people who passive income, right? For the first few
mhm,
months of business, you're making 5. I'll tell you guys this, right? I'm a businessman, but I was happy with my 3,000 in November, the 2 weeks in November. I was happy. You know why? The 3,000 there could
mhm.
do multiple things for me. It could take care of some car
Exactly.
notes and stuff. So let's not just put our eyes on the 10. Yes, we want to show you how to get to 10. But how about this? There are people here who already 10 looks little for them, right? Because
No.
they've quickly come and passed this, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we don't look down on any amount of money because we know
Sure.
what 10 can do. But let's push for that. Guys, you can land on 5, or somebody might be looking at the 10, maybe you land on 20. How about that? It's very possible. We are doing all kinds of stuff right here. And as I mentioned earlier, that time is coming. It's coming. It's not far from now where these
Mm-hmm.
numbers, these checks, we are going to start sharing the checks. I'll tell you that I'll be open with my check, right? My wife will be, we are going to start sharing these checks. And when we do that, you know what that means? It means you can take that and show somebody. It means that my pollution on my account, I can share with you, because if that is what is going to motivate somebody to come on your team, so be it.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to come a lot because of that. I guarantee you that. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for attending this. Well, let's wrap it up. And there's going to be Beulah, did you want to say something?
No. Thank you.
Okay, because I saw you turn your camera on. Let's wrap it up, and we're going to have this recording and posted in the WhatsApp group so that people can refer to it. But we are going places, guys. We're going places.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we're going places. Stay focused, mindset. And I want to end with this thing. Sometimes when you put a seed in the ground, if you put corn in the ground, that corn doesn't sprout out to be a corn cob the same minute that you put that corn in the ground. It needs to germinate, and after a few months, it grows. So look at it like this. Right now, you're planting a seed. And that seed is gonna sprout. When that seed sprouts, you collect your harvest. And when things are silent, don't look at it as okay, there is no harvest. The harvest is coming. Just keep plugging at it. Thank you guys. Good night. Tomorrow is our first business call for the month of February, I think. I mean, even though we had a business call in February, we used that business call also to help with January volume. So it's a second call in the month of February, but let's make it a big call. We have heard about the culture. Let's invite everybody and their mama to this call on Friday so that we could make a splash. We're going to talk very little about the science. I'm going to do it a little bit different from what I did last Friday. We're going to do just a very sprinkle about the science and lay into the business. Bring as many people in your list of and your sphere of influence to listen in. You may just be signing a new partner tomorrow. Thank you guys and good night. I'm so proud of working with you guys as a team. And I leave you guys with these parting words. Right now, we are only about 380 of us. There's so many people we can bring in. You could, as Julia said, look at yourself as a pioneer in this thing. We are indeed pioneers. Thank you and good night.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.